Hello, and welcome to Unlucky number 13 of Elsewhither. Today's episode is simply back to business because we're finished with Tidalstone Cave. There isn't much to talk about in last episode, apart from the fact that it was quite frightening. You got yourselves... where did we start? We started out in the caves on the beach, is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Find anything of interest?
Found a few things.
Well, we bumped. What was the first thing that happened? We bumped into the zombies. No.
Was that right at the beginning? Boxxo getting pulled down by the zombie?
I thought. Is there anything that happened before it?
No. Not that
I don't recall anything.
Okay. So we had a fight with some zombies. We're trying to pull people underwater.
Josh.
We found a sea chart, which was an signet ring worth.
You did.
Quite a hefty amount of gold.
I believe those things were in the box that the zombies were using to tempt people. Right? Because that's the only box.
Right. The chest was floating on a chain or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. And after fighting the zombies and leveling up, you guys wandered around a little bit more and eventually found the entrance. Oh, you found some scrolls, which we did out of sync, but that was my bad. You found a scroll case which contained the charts of the other coves of the of these pirates, and also some spell scrolls, which I think Pietro consumed.
Sure did.
Yeah, did you consume them? Well, you haven't had time for that yet.
Oh, I don't have really.
Oh, you did. You had a long rest. You had a long rest.
Oh yeah, we did have a long rest. Yeah, you're right. And I had ink. I remember we.
Yeah, if you want to write them in, that's great. And then after that, we entered into Tidalstone Cave. You guys found a lever requiring a blood sacrifice, which I think Toothy gave up a hit die. You guys found an altar. Can anybody remember anything about the altar? Any interesting?
There were stones in it, malachite.
Yeah.
There were full malachites.
In a pattern, in like a circular pattern.
They were in the cardinal positions on a circular.
That's right.
That's true.
It was like covered in fresh sacrifice nonsense.
It was. There was a fresh sacrifice chained above it, with entrails spilling down. And you didn't take any of the gems. But notably, there were lots of recesses for other gems that seemed to they were either taken or had never been put in the first place. And you guys,
there was some conjuration magic about it.
Yeah. If you had have, are you still in the cave?
Still in the cave.
Right, okay, well I won't tell you what would have happened if you had to play with it. And then Boxxo, you snuck up so you guys opened the lever and there was like an entrance, a sort of letterbox entrance about 15 foot up. Boxxo climbed up and snuck through and found some blind nagas. They were called blind sight myrmidons or blind sight nagas. I think I can put one of them on this map so you guys, or specifically Jay, can see what they look like. This is how they were. So they were blind. And they had a priestess with them and later a witch. And basically after a little bit of toing and froing, we decided that we were going to try and get everybody to sneak up on the platform. Unfortunately, who failed us? Was it Pietro? It was Pietro, yes.
Yeah,
Pietro clonked about his 1,000-pound stone body. It isn't quite 1,000 pounds. Clonking about. That resulted in a fight. During this fight, everybody got absolutely blasted.
They were feisty cunts. Yeah.
They were. They were that. I think Rhea survived with about 2 hit points and got everybody back up with Healing Spirit.
Healing Spirit, hearing words.
Yes, there was some real survivalist tactics going on there. It was a lightning bolt. So Jack, Toothy got paralyzed, a whole person. And everybody else got blasted with a 35 damage lightning bolt. It was pretty brutal fight. But you guys pulled through. And we got a couple of magical staves and a tide stone. Jay, I have added the stave.
I did see that.
The toothsome staff, which allows you to cast Bless once with it, and when you do, you have +2 armor class and +2 saving throws. It's also good for bonking people on the head. It's got a +1 to attack and damage rolls.
I like it.
Jack got a tribal club on Toothy. And I believe
Yep.
Vel'zekiss has the paired Staff of the Sea Witch and Tidestone. Sorry, I keep calling it Tidal. Tidestone. So he can walk on water, shape water very spectacularly, and he can also throw about some rather cool spells, including Gust of Wind, Sleet Storm, and Tidal Wave. Yeah, you guys collected your loot and your XP, and that's pretty much where we ended. So that is where we'll pick back up. I do think I did the whole, you guys can search around here and find not much in the cave.
Yeah, I think this was the end of the treasure cove.
Let's do that.
And we found out that it was like defiled by these Naga. I don't know if you already mentioned that.
Yes, sorry, I didn't mention this. You did find out that it was, well done. You did find out that it was originally probably to a goodly sea god, and had been defiled to be a darker and more evil summoning. You guys can wander around the tunnels if you wish. Do you? Whoa, hold on, Vel'zekiss. I didn't mean like this second. If you guys, no, I know.
Off he goes.
That's what it sounded like.
He kills lots of stuff and wanders.
If you think that's what your characters would do, I'm more than happy to play it out. I don't think we need to play out the combats. They're not going to be very interesting at this point. You guys are way too powerful, but I'm more than happy to give you the XP for defeating them. And hand wave them if you guys want to wander around. Do you want to wander around manually, or do you want me just to tell you what is found? That was a lot of shrugging, right? In that case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bunch you all up like this, and I'm going to delete the healing spirit. And if kindly nobody moves, I will take you for a walk. So, over here is a half-flooded passageway with some dark painting and markings on the wall depicting unspeakable deeds. You can tell these are very basically drawn, but they're definitely similar in style to that defiled serpent that you saw before with the Nagas. These slightly flooded passageways will lead you through to this little cave, which is half flooded. You would have fought here some aquatic sturges like you did outside. These little tiny blood-sucking creatures would have been incredibly annoying to have faced before the fight, because they can steal your hit die and your max HP, but only in a very minor degree, and they all have 2 hit points. So I don't think it's going to be very interesting to play out at this point. Let me just get the XP for you. That would have been a total of huge numbers. 30 experience points each.
Wow.
30. From there, you might have found this passage back here from where you were. This is the shelf you came up. This passage back here has a door that can open just here. That was the lever that Boxxo saw. But if you didn't take that, you could stumble through here to a waterfall that runs the wrong way. It is the upwards flowing waterfall from this area upwards. In here, in this upwards flowing waterfall, you would have found a single blue gem at the bottom of the water, which anybody could have picked up. If you've got a swimming speed, you would have had to get it to the bottom. I think somebody has a swimming speed, is that right? At Vel'zekiss?
Vel'zekiss, I believe, yeah.
So Vel'zekiss, you could have found this gem. It is an aquamarine. It's quite nice, and one interesting thing about it is it's got the illusion that the colors are moving inside it, so when you tip it in the light, it looks like water is flowing. But it doesn't actually have any magic to it. Here you would have, on the way out, which I'm assuming is how you guys would have exited. Why can I not move you anymore? Come on, out the door. Is where you would have found webbed over the front entrance. This entrance, it comes up inland a little bit into a small crevice in a cliff, and you would have fought 2 giant spiders. Again, a very easy encounter at this point, but it would have wore you down a little bit for you higher level. And that will give a total of 50 experience points each. If you wished after this fight, you could have extracted some phase silk. If you would like to do that, you can add 2 phase silk to your somebody's inventory or to the group loot.
To the group loot.
And thus completes Turtle Stone Cave, leaving you cat out on the shore afterwards. At this point, you may short rest.
Is that purple line across the screen there for anybody else?
On this map?
Yeah.
There you go.
And it's just like, it's
gone
all
now?
the way. It's still there.
Oh.
Just refresh.
Refresh. Okay.
Well, don't worry too much about it. It's just a picture. It's not the biggest deal in the world. Refresh at your leisure. But yes, this is where you guys are. You emerge out a little inland, just up a cliff. So you would have come up a very steep chasm with a very small gap, almost impossible to see from the land, but quite easy to find on the way out. And as you do so, you come out to very, very early morning, but you had a long rest till late last night. So it's probably about 4:30 in the morning at this point on Dreamrise the 10th. And over you.
There we go.
That was really disappointing.
It wasn't so bad. We found some treasures.
We almost bloody died. I don't know what you guys are on about. Oh, that was exhausting.
Yes, I would have agreed with difficult, but disappointing is something different.
Yeah, what was that disappointing?
Well, it's called a treasure cove. Like, I thought there'd be actual treasure.
We got treasure.
Yes, if you lost an arm, perhaps you can replace it.
A leg, actually. I have to be specific.
Sorry, leg.
Not an arm that you had carved.
But I didn't.
But we got that the stone thing. What'd you call it? What'd you call it? Vel'zekiss, a tide stone? Maybe it wasn't you. Somebody called it a stone of some sort.
I think God is the only one who called it anything.
I think God called it that. Yeah.
Pesky God.
Tuning may give you the info. I don't know.
Very specifically, yes, indeed, as you attune to this item, which, if you remember, attunement in Mazrea takes only a couple of minutes. You can't attune like instantly in battle, but you can attune kind of pretty instantly. But it takes an hour to unattune to an item, so you can't pass it between you guys. But as you're attuning to it, you would have heard almost like the waves made whispers. You would hear the name of this, the Tide Stone. And indeed, you would have the knowledge from this attuning that there are deeper powers within that are yet to be unlocked. Otherwise known as this item is one of our dormant, slumbering, etc. items that grows throughout time. I believe the Whalebone Club also says dormant on it. Is that correct?
Yeah, I got this. I'll make a. I mean, I need to shape it up a bit, but it'll make a good nulla nulla.
Are we gonna sell those two things?
What's a malinella?
I think I had that once from Bad Chicken.
No. That's a traditional war club.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about something completely different. I was along Boxxo's lines.
Or it could be a hunting club. It could be a waddy.
Is it this? Nulla nulla? Or is it nala nala?
It's nulla nulla. Yeah, it's with two L's.
Okay.
So will you sell it? And the stone?
I don't know. The club might come in useful, and I don't know about the stone. I think that's up to Vel'zekiss.
Well, if we find something of equal or greater power, perhaps.
Then it's not treasure.
These navigation.
They're just artifacts.
Well, I've only just found it, but I can imagine coming to treasure it over time.
That doesn't make it treasure.
What about the ring with Vel'zekiss' initials on it?
What? What?
Isn't that what he said? He said it had his initials on it.
No, no initials, just the signet ring.
He said it might have my initials on it when asked, but actually it was a crest that none of you recognised.
Boxxo,
I
maybe
thought
the treasure. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, I thought that might have been his initials. I don't know.
I was just gonna say, maybe the treasure was the friends we made along the way.
If I was tall enough to bitch slap someone.
It's tall enough.
Ew!
No, Boxxo doesn't really say that. But he does look very disappointed with the lack of sellable things.
Listen, Boxxo.
Pat your
You've
head.
grown in power. And also, these navigational tools and this prosthesis may fetch some gold on the market, so it wasn't all for naught.
I suppose I could offer you one of, and he'll hold the aquamarine and the suit ring. I could offer you one of these things that doesn't have sort of the magical power to it, but I mean, you seem quite capable of gathering this treasure you care so much about on your own. I'm not sure you'd want charity.
I'll take one of the gems.
Of course he will.
Just very quickly
Alright.
snatch one out of your hand.
You can have that aquamarine that I just. I
Alright.
think the ring is on my finger. It's probably less likely to grab.
Tarlov.
But alas, we're not going to sell any of this stuff out here.
That's true.
Ray's gonna make a show of like looking around for possible vendor.
We have to go back to the city.
Alright.
I think you're right.
Make some gold, turn some things in. We'll see what else we can do. Shall we?
As long as we don't meet too many hapless folks along the way and end up with nothing by the time we get back to sell.
Maybe we'll meet another married couple.
I know, can you imagine? The road is just strong. Like, they've spread the word. So now just all along the road are married couples.
Elopers. Good morning, Alora, by the way. We did used to have a summoning duck merchant, but we do not anymore, so unfortunately no merchants out here. It is very, very early, guys, like 4:30 in the morning. Are you guys just going to sort of have a breakfast and watch the sunrise? Are you going to have a little nap out here? Like, what's the thinking?
It's very early morning, you said?
Yeah, it's 4:30 in the morning. Because if you remember, you guys napped out on the beach, right?
Yeah, we woke up in the middle of the night to, like, go into the
Go
cave.
into the actual cave? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. We're doing what I do.
I'm happy to have a bit of a short rest before we head back out. Regain a couple spell slots.
Yeah. I might collect
Can we
some.
just have a short rest?
We just
thought
had
we
a
just
short
had a
rest.
short
Oh, this is
Short
post.
rest.
This is post short rest. Oh, okay, sorry.
I might collect, see if I can find any like seafood morsels in the shallow water for like, I don't know, consumption.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can do a little bit of shallow fishing. You'll have to scale back down the cliffs because at the moment you're up on the cliffs, right? But
damn.
You can go back down to the beach. It's not hard. It's a sort of a path. And if you take the path back down to the beach, you can have breakfast there. A pleasant place to breakfast, that is for sure. Yeah, go ahead and give me a. Nobody has like a gathering or a hunting or any tools or anything like that, do they? But I think Tupi and Rhea would both know how to fish, at least, and Boxxo. And Vel'zekiss, actually. So I think Pietro
I wouldn't.
No?
I live in
I-
the middle of the
No,
desert.
you're right. You were nowhere near fishing places.
I do have
The
fishing
living
tackle.
fineries of the upper middle class.
Oh, if you have fishing tackle, then that's a nice easy roll. Then just roll a d100 for me. I have a fish list somewhere. Alright, check that.
38.
Give me a second.
Just cast lightning bolt in the middle of the ocean and see whatever floats up.
Sorry, what did you... no, sorry, I need a...
Damn it, that's the freshwater list.
I need 2 d10s. Yes, it is. It is quite literally. It was a freshwater. There's a freshwater and a thingy. So I need 2 d10s for this, Jack, and I need the individual results.
Okay. So... a 6 and a 7.
Okay. You can haul in... oh, look at that. A shallows salmon. And as you are wandering up and down the shore, you can also find a couple of oysters.
Ooh.
Salmon and oysters. Holy shit.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Like kind of a fancy breakfast.
It could easily have been crabs and clams.
I will now roleplay as hard as possible to pretend Vel'zekiss finds these things tasty.
Do you not like salmon?
Or anything that has ever lived near the water.
Yeah, fish is gross.
Nah, I love fish.
Wait. Oh, I'm such a sushi fanatic. I can't.
Ah, me too.
Yeah, it's just good.
Oh, no, just give me a burger.
I'm thinking like lox and oh shoot, what's it called? It's like the bagel with the salmon and the capers. And lox and cream cheese. Oh.
Sorry, can we have the full name? Because that's not something the British know anything about.
Shoot.
Oh,
Okay.
like a New York thing, lox and cream cheese, like a.
Hold on. I'm pretty sure it's lox and crap.
Schmear.
Lox and
Lox bagel.
L-O-C-K?
Lox bagel. It's the lox bagel, yeah.
Delicious
But
lox
it's
bagel takes only 5 minutes to make with herb, cream cheese, smoked salmon, red onions, capers, and fresh dill.
It's so good. It's so good. I'm sorry.
This is looking absolutely astounding. I'm screenshotting this. It's an open bagel. I love an open bagel.
Everything bagel. Do it with the everything bagel toasted with the. I want one now.
That's what Rico posted. The better picture, actually.
That was good
Go
too.
ahead and give me a cooking check.
Okay. Hold on.
Better be as good as that.
I know, right? Oh no, 15? 15.
That's alright.
That's alright.
All right. God, how do I do?
Sorry, with a 15, you can guidance yourself on that as well, by the way.
Ooh, wait, let me do that. Hold on, that's just like a D4. Yep.
Because it tells how much max HP you guys are going to have for the day. So.
Hey.
Okay, it's gonna be 18.
Yeah, so you guys can have +4 to max HP. If you already have a plus
Nice.
HP modifier, you can just change it to 4.
Cool.
With a happy breakfast. This does work the other way, by the way. If Jay goes in for a cooking check and you guys already have +5, and then she flops it, you lose it.
Oh damn.
Oh damn. Wait, so we have +5? Sorry, I didn't catch it.
You're up to +5 max HP.
Okay.
So really, we should know if the
+4.
food's good before we eat it, because then we can be like, I'll skip lunch,
the cooking
thanks.
check above 18, above 14 that is relevant. That's how many points above 14, so it'll be +4 to max HP. Yeah. But after this lovely breakfast, you guys can begin the slow journey back up to Mazrea to let Merrigan know that you visited the Kersha Cove and perhaps give us some thanks. Also to sell any of the treasure that you want to sell. And potentially also, I think you guys might be planning a longer trip. So it might be worth, finishing up your stay at the Wayfarer's Rest Inn. And subsequently heading on to wherever it is you're going, perhaps with some transport. On that note, speaking of transport, or lack of, you are, as they call it, hooping it today.
Sure are.
Metaphorically and literally.
Sometimes literally for one particular satyr. Is true. As you are hoofing it, it's beautiful sunrise out. So you guys are on the east coast, right? So as you look out across the ocean, you watch the sea rise over the ocean. It's a miasma of beautiful colors, and it is the morning after Karina's Day, which almost always out in the ocean comes a sort of like a deep orange over the sea. It's almost always a clear sky after Karina's Day. Just the way of the gods, you would assume. And as you witness this spectacular sunrise, you do see a huge flying creature up in the sky, sort of above the sun, sort of drifting around. It's a long way away, but even from this distance, you know it's something large, something majestic. And you would probably believe that it would be a dragon.
Oh, did you not just say a lion creature?
Flying, not
Oh,
lion.
flying.
No.
You said a lion creature, and then I was like, it's a dragon. Oh, that's a weird looking
Yes, it's
dragon.
a dragon, like a griffin and a dragon.
A griffin dragon.
Oh, a griffin dragon?
No, it's just a dragon.
Just a griffin.
It's
Oh,
just
you got me
with me.
excited.
It was just Josh confusing lions and flying. And griffins are the flying lions. Anyway, so yes, you guys can witness that it seems to be a dragon of some sort, and as the sun gets a little further above the horizon, you'll see this dragon come flying in towards the coastline. It is a spectacular, shining, sort of copper color. You'll note little glints of green in the bronzeness of the copper flying dragon. And you see it do a few like lazy rolls, and as it gets a bit closer, you can tell that it knows you're watching it. And at that point, it starts to do like fast dive and then pull up and then spin, and you can see it's just reveling in the beautiful weather and the attention that it is being given. You may take 50 experience points as you witness this spectacle.
If it gets close enough, I'd like to try and shout out for it to show us its breath.
And it doesn't respond verbally, but at some point, yes, like a steam train pulling the chain, exactly that.
Yeah.
It lets itself fall backwards so that its wings are widespread and it's just falling very sort of glacially from the sky, and then this breath comes out above it. Sort of a billowing cloud of...
I think it's lightning.
No. It's like a slow silver and copper mist. This is a slowing breath that the copper...
Oh no, yeah, copper's acid, my bad.
They do have acid, but they also have this slowing weapon. Copper dragons... Ooh, Boxxo, give me a history check with advantage.
I'd love to.
You are draconic in style.
I'm
That is a nat 20.
Never
22.
mind.
You cannot help a nat 20, it's already the best. Yeah, you would know that often copper dragons hold their breath for their acid breath for enemies alone, as a mere flick of it can actually cause damage to their own scales. Whilst they are resistant to acid damage, their acid is so powerful that it can cause damage to themselves. They wouldn't spray that randomly for no reason. But this slow breath is like this beautiful silver ephemeral cloud up in the sky as it drifts downwards. And then it just cascades off inland, scooting low above the ground. You've all seen dragons before, given the lands you grew up in, but rare is the sight of one so enjoying being watched and being involved. Yeah, at this point, heading up the coast after this vision. Back to you guys.
Oh, James, that was some real Studio Ghibli shit. That was really good.
What's that? I didn't know our universe had that. No,
I don't know the reference.
Studio Ghibli?
Right.
I've seen Howl's Moving Castle, but not recently enough to get any reference to it.
You should watch Spirited Away.
We've watched Spirited Away as well at some point, but again, not recently enough for me to know a specific reference.
It's just the art style.
Oh, just the art style? Yes, okay, and that's...
Yeah, just an aesthetic. You know,
Yeah.
just the
I thought you
aesthetic
were
of
referencing a
it.
specific dragon. I was like, I don't remember a dragon.
No.
Okay.
Just something beautiful and whimsical
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
almost
definitely.
childlike.
Definitely, yeah, I can
Almost,
see.
almost childlike innocence to it.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. I think in that case, yes, you're on the right aesthetic.
Be right back.
So, yeah. But as you guys sort of witness this together, there's definitely a communal hush at first, but once it's gone away, yeah, thinking.
I think we made a friend.
They're incredible.
We should give him a name.
Well, I think they already have names.
Well, a nickname, so that way, when we see him again, I feel like we might see him again.
How would we know it's the same dragon?
How many dragons put on a little dance for you in the ocean?
I'm sure I don't know.
It's the first one I've seen.
What ideas do you have?
Oh, I don't know. Oh my god.
Great. What about
Misty. Short for mysterious.
I think they like stronger names than that.
Oh.
Like
What about
Death Scale.
Monsoon.
we have a bit of a story about dragons and a bit about how we think they came to sort of be into existence. Of course, we don't know, but we assume they all came from the one dragon. It was all the colors and all the different ranges, and we have a name for it. It's Garangarelli.
It's like a puzzle.
But
I could get behind Skranga.
Granga.
I like
Yeah, I don't think we sort of know that's probably not how it is, but we like to make up stories and stuff.
Well, it's that age-old question: what came first, the dragon or the egg?
Boxxo, you would know that there is a slightly similar story to that that is told in the Draconic Pantheon. And that is that once there was a beautiful metallic dragon made of all the sparkling metals and gems. Sorry, it was going. Oh, we lost someone?
I think he went to go to the door.
Your husband went to get the door.
we have a slave downstairs for that. That's my mother, by the way. In case anybody didn't get the reference.
Wow, you guys have a butler?
Yeah, we do. She cooks.
Everybody in England has a butler.
She made a great breakfast. We call her Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Exactly.
Jesus
Good
Christ.
reference. But anyway, I'll wait till he's back because this is mostly referring to his character. The ironic thing is, I think he's gone to collect what is his Christmas present.
That's
I just want to
cute.
quickly
Maybe he's
retcon the
ordered
name.
food.
Oh, retcon.
I just want to quickly retcon the name because I just wanted to get it more appropriately right and not
Not a pasta.
not do the inspiration. I'm getting this a disservice, but I would have said Yolangar.
Yolangar. Oh, I like that.
Which means what now? Sorry, I missed it.
It's where my people think all dragons came from. This one sort of dragon father, which was all the colors, which we don't believe is probably actually true, but we like to think it is anyway.
Well,
to some extent.
You would know now that it's based in Draconic lore because the dragons and indeed the Draconic pantheons know of basically the Allfather, and really don't want you guys making references to the Mother of Dragons, not Daenerys, the other Mother of Dragons, and the Allfather was all colors metallic, so made of silvers and golds and bronzes and sparkling and almost like gem-like in colors. And the Mother of Dragons was all colors chromatic. She had deep red feet and a mighty blue sparkling maw, and a tail of dark green emerald. And of course they were the Mother of all Dragons, but they famously, after having their first clutch of eggs, where of course they gave birth to two of every color of dragon, ancestral creatures for the rest of time. They then had this horrible falling out, which divides the pantheon of chromatic and metallic, and it's said that they spent the rest of their time in rivalry and dispute. Boxxo would know this. Josh is of course too busy scrubbing on chips. I just like you to know we live in the same house. He has not told me he's ordering food. There was
No. Let's get this straight. When you woke up, I was like, "Oh, shall we go out for like breakfast, lunch before our session?" You was like,
said I've got my meal.
No. Exactly. You already ate. I didn't have time to eat before.
There was no like, I'm ordering. Do you want a coffee? Like, no, nothing.
I didn't order from a place that does coffee. I ordered from Five Guys.
The disrespect.
That's my favorite takeaway.
It's like you're angling for a sponsorship. It's like, let me just fold the sticker up.
Yeah.
The camera.
If everybody else wants to level 10, Boxxo, you can lose 2,000 experience. No. Anyway, but yes, Boxxo, you would know this history of the dragons, and you would be able to sort of respond in kind to Toothy, and yeah, you can all sort of speak a little bit of the dragons. I think. Right, there is a Draconic festival coming up.
Oh, interesting.
Only a fool puts on that good a show without passing the hat.
Perhaps he's already rich. Doesn't need the coin.
Then we should follow him home.
It is actually a primordial festival today.
Oh.
Primordial.
It is a Wissendrel. And
I'm aware of that.
Wissendrel is quite literally the name of the Lady of Water. And her day always follows Karina's day, so it's very, there's something with the oceans that happens this time of year, and different people will tell you it's subscribed to a different god, basically. But on Wissendrel, traditionally, it starts off very, very calm, and throughout the day a storm brews out in the ocean. And late at night you can watch the lightning strike down in the sea, the forked lightning. Those huge sort of sea waves built up. The merchants tend to anchor down during Wissendrel, hopefully in harbour if they can. So yes, Pietro, you would know that it is Wissendrel.
So Pietro might not care so much that it's Wissendrel, considering he's an Earth Genasi. And
well, all the Genasis pay
and most of his life
heed to
inland,
the others,
and-
but
yeah.
they worship their own type more often,
they have a special, reverence for their own. Exactly.
The other thing worth knowing about the sort of primordial festivals is they're not really... unlike a lot of the other festivals, there's no specific type of worship. There's no, big party or anything like that. Instead, it just tends to be a little bit of a simplicity. Those really hardcore water Genasis that follow Wissendrel and celebrate Wissendrel, they will partake of anything but water. So they will drink wine and beer and other such things, but not water, so as to, not consume the bounty on the day. But other than that, it's not a very adhered to festival. It's just worth knowing that it exists.
I mean, do we have anything but water to drink on this journey?
Yeah. No, maybe. No, I'm thinking of a different...
I'm not sure we even have water to drink.
You guys didn't get a bottle of mead anyway, did you? No, you got a cask of brandy.
Oh, that's right.
Cask of
I
brandy.
knew you got something. I'm confusing.
Okay,
you
well
guys
then...
for
Can we sip on that while we walk back?
Fridays. Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, so
in the morning?
Pietro will explain basically that today's Wissendrel, in my land, they refrain from the drinking of water. In reverence.
Don't you get thirsty?
We can drink other things, of course.
Oh.
Don't expect one to die of dehydration, but I think...
But- Well, don't other things have water in them? Because, I learnt how alcohol was made when I first came to Mazrea. Somebody was... I didn't know. I mean, how we experience getting drunk is we let fruit ferment out in the sun, and then we eat the fruit, and it's like we don't drink it. So to me, it was amazing that you could just drink this sometimes delicious, sometimes pretty disgusting thing, and that's how you guys get have something to drink. But but it's still made with water, isn't it?
You are absolutely correct. You see the hypocrisy, but know that this is a symbolic thing.
Ah, okay. Makes sense.
Most people back home, they will drink their finest brandies and wines throughout the day in celebration.
That
Perhaps
sounds
we
fun.
can partake for a
Right
little
now?
bit. I don't see why not.
Shots.
We'll have a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Make the journey more interesting.
Oh, James.
James,
James, you're muted.
This is very odd because you've had the middle of the night dungeon followed by the seafood breakfast followed by the
Alcohol.
the drinking.
This is perfect.
This
is a great
This is
combo.
a stomach problem waiting to happen.
This is the perfect storm.
We
yeah,
are a
exactly.
great group of.
Talking about a storm brewing, James.
Well, as you
It's
are
not brewing half tide, I'll tell you that much.
as you are both. Oh, where did my music go? Did I stop it? That is totally not what I was trying to do. As you are having your partaking in the alcohol, roll me a d100, Jay. Let's see whether there's anything going on roadside.
D100. That's a 27, sir.
Okay. Bear with me. It is taking forever to load. Can I have any other number, please? It's just that that's one that has been experienced recently in a different campaign. Roadside thing, and it would be a bit bizarre if a painter had made this journey this far in this short time.
Hey! I know who that is.
Poor Nico Van de Vavier, like he's knackered. He's not quite ready for this run to Gallania.
What about a 57 instead?
That is perfect. So yeah.
Isn't 27 your chaos bolt that you keep rolling? Joe.
Mine are a bit more spread out, like there's lots and lots of numbers. You see two halflings coming from inland, rushing out towards the sea. And they sort of getting their little jog on, and they sort of see you and did we miss it?
Miss what?
Brazakthal, returning.
Razak, is that the dancing dragon?
I don't know so much about dancing. Dragon. Bronze dragon. Mighty bronze
He
dragon.
came.
He went to avenge those who came upon his lair. They were expecting
Well,
him
he
back.
came.
We missed him.
And he went.
So mighty, so beautiful.
What did you say his name was again? I'm sorry.
Brazakthal. It's short. His full name, which is beyond remembering, really. You would know that dragons often have very, very, very long names. So this name might continue with another 8 or 9 syllables, but they don't know those. The two halflings sort of rush over to the cliff edge and sort of raise their hands out and sort of, Brazakthal, we're sorry we missed you, yada yada. You were so beautiful on this bright day. And then after they're finished with this sort of like very effervescent chanting, they sort of turn back and, are you drinking?
What up?
Yeah.
Fine day for it. And the male halfling sort of gives you a smile, and the female halfling sort of says, you'd think any day was a fine day for drinking? Damn sot.
Well, today is a bit of a special occasion.
Oh. Is it? You two came to watch Brazakthal's return? We're celebrating it?
No, and speaking of, how came to you know the name of this dragon?
Oh, we've been following Brazakthal for generations in our family. Our daughter has the touch. She's scaled, or has scales.
Like Vel'zekiss?
What's a Vel'zekiss?
I'll point at Vel'zekiss.
Oh, no, she has copper scaling on her face.
I never knew my parents, but I'm fairly certain they weren't halflings.
I've never known a halfling to pop an egg out of its behind, so...
We try not to, the girl says, and then she sort of... No, she's got the soul of the dragon in her. She attends the university at Mazrea.
I've heard of this phenomenon.
It's more common in Gallania, but many generations we follow Brazakthel. Our family was blessed many generations ago to aid him in a time of need. We don't do much, but we do hospitality good. The halfling sort of raises his hand.
Is that how Drake Sorcerer works in this world? You've got the soul of a dragon inside of you.
No, it's just it's what they ascribe the name to. It's somebody in the line.
Oh, okay.
It happens more commonly in Gallania, but basically, many families either worship dragons or live very closely to them, or sometimes aid them, and then their line gets blessed. But mostly by proximity, not by actual action on the dragon's part. Although that does happen.
Sometimes there's actual action on the dragon.
Sometimes it's actual, but it's often just their line is blessed, and then randomly, sort of every 6 to 10 generations, a draconic soul.
Yeah. Right about the time that someone needs to be a member of a party, an adventure party, that's when the touch happens.
Sure, but she's just attending the university with her sorcerer's
For now,
powers.
perhaps.
For now.
Wait till one of us dies, then she'll come back.
But yeah, they sort of furnish you well. A wonderful day. Wonderful day.
You too.
And then they sort of return to the cliffside and start singing. I guess is the right phrase for it. It's like I don't know if we can call it singing. It's like it's like an ululating chant almost. But they do it in sort of close harmony with each other. And then you see them sort of hold hands, and they're obviously quite devout, this couple. And then they you can leave them behind and scurry on down the wayside as you partake in your brandy. No drunkards too close to the cliff edge, please.
Oh. But that's the fun part.
Well, we do have Featherfall, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, Boxxo. You know a bit about dragons. Do they really have a soul of a dragon in them? Like, how did they get it?
I'm sure I don't know. I can't imagine that. I mean, dragons, they're special creatures. I don't think their souls would be put in someone else.
Yeah, because, like, I imagine their soul's, like, really big. And then to fit that into a little person, like that.
Yeah, I agree. They're too great of a being.
Yeah, like, how are you going to fit that in? Like, imagine just fitting it, stuffing it in. Like, how are you going to do that?
It's an aggressive hand gesture. Yeah, I don't. I think maybe a dragon like was kind to them or gave some of their power. Maybe I don't think they actually have a soul.
When a dragon and a halfling love each other very much.
But no. So, like, the dragon that we met, he was kind to us. Does that mean it might happen to us?
I really don't know that much about it, really. Yeah. I mean, I'm not well studied on anything, so I wouldn't know.
Well, you're the smartest person on dragons that I know.
Well, like as he's saying this, especially on this topic, you can tell that he's quite like embarrassed to say that he doesn't know anything about it.
Yeah, that's the final thing I say is, well, you're the smartest person on dragons that I know.
What if we found like a book on history about it? Would that be something you'd want to read?
I'm not very good at reading.
I could read it to you, or we could have reading lessons.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
I'll keep an eye out for one.
Boxxo will like give you a smile, and there's like it's like a look that's a mixture of like appreciation and also sadness that he's like he grew up like really not with anything, so to be an adult and not be like very good at like very normal things it's like this kind of like embarrassment but also like gratefulness of you offering.
She's just gonna kind of pat your back gently while we're walking.
I burp.
You picks you up and starts.
As you continue on down the coast, I'm just going to sort of let you guys roll on into Mazrea. It's 11:30, 12 o'clock. Like that. You arrive. Welcome back.
How much have
Same
we
day, I
drank?
can't
We
remember
drank
how
a
long.
gallon? Oh, sorry.
How much did you drink? Oh, no.
Oh, just
Yeah, I would say it's
Aw, we
Is it a
can't
ga-
make
is it a gallon
constitution
cost?
saves.
That's right.
It's five gallons.
Yeah, I would say it's still got 4 3/4 in it.
All right.
Really-
I will mark that down.
It's but minus 5 drinks. I don't know how many.
maybe 10. Maybe 10.
Oh yeah, 2 each. On your way back in, you will see the young girl who you saw before, where they were outside the town with the magpie tree.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
But you see, she's on her own. And she's sat on the grass with a book, and as she sees you, she comes running up to Pietro. Stop, mister.
Yes.
Oh, is this a real book? And she shows you her book that she's got. It's a book of magic, right? It is. Right?
Let me have a look. Hand it to me.
She gives it to you. Yeah, you note very quickly this is a spell book. It's designed to be a spell book, but it is empty.
Like not a single word is
There's
written
no
in
spells in it yet.
Okay.
So it's definitely a spell book designed for a wizard, but there's not a single spell in it.
Why do you think this is magical?
It just feels magical, right? Touch it, it's warm. The glow inside.
That's right.
Oh, I said it wasn't. They're just stupid. They're just blind. They don't see it right.
They may be stupid, but that's not why they can't see. They don't have the talent. Not like you. I'll hand it back to her. This is a spell book. An empty one. It's up to you to feel it.
How do I do that? Just sort of concentrating?
You must learn the chemical formulae, the magical formulae. You must study.
What will I study?
I'll
My
pull
book
out-
is empty.
I'll pull out my book and I'll show her the cantrip, something simple.
Teacher, firebolt.
Yeah.
He's 12, she won't misuse it at all.
Yeah, maybe not firebolt. We'll do gust.
Live a little.
Something a little safe for now.
Look, looks at it, you can see her fingers like tracing the rune. Amazing. It's for blowing?
Yeah, it creates a harmless gust of wind.
Can you show
May
me?
prove useful. Of course. I will sort of like swirl the hand and I like blow it at her and push her back like 5 feet.
She sort of scoots back. Oh! And then she repeats it, but as she does it, she goes really
She's
hard
so
at you
cute.
as she does it. I'll be a wizard. I'll be a wizard. And she's like, thank you! And then she just runs off back to the grass and she starts like staring at her spellbook and tracing with her finger.
Girl,
Huh?
you have money for ink.
Little saved up. But I shouldn't spend money on silly things.
No silly matter. If you're serious, you should.
Do you know any spells to make food?
No. I have a person for that.
Then Mama's not gonna like it if I learn to do magic instead of invest the money for the week. But maybe I'll save a little. They say at you can study at the university for free, but you need all the books and materials. There's a boy on the other side of town. He was gonna go, saving up to. And you would know exactly who she's speaking about because you've met Zach and interacted with him, and he definitely has a lot more natural magic than she does, but clearly they both have some. She's I'm gonna be the better wizard though.
I hope so.
Did you went on an adventure?
A short one down the coast.
Do all wizards have to adventure?
No, some study universities, some work in great libraries.
Oh, good.
To each their own.
I don't want to fight monsters.
That's a good choice. But it's an important part of wizardry to learn how to defend oneself, though. Don't skimp out on your studies.
Okay. Blow them away, right?
A little more than that.
She blows a lot harder.
I'll just sort of shake my head and walk away.
Did we ever catch her name?
No, you guys never ask anyone's name.
Nah.
She's Evelina.
Evelina. Okay.
I'm sure if they're important, they'll give us their name.
We're just
Picture's
gonna
better
start-
with faces than names, okay?
Just
You'll
gonna
see
start
her and be
making
like,
up
hey,
names."
you.
Well, I think what Josh Moore meant is if they're important enough, they'll have a handout. At which point, they'll
Ah,
have the name
that's
of it.
fair.
Yeah.
Not just I'm Evelina. You know, she's not.
Yeah. Although that is usually how it goes.
Okay. As you guys pull back into town, anywhere in particular we're going? Are we going straight back to the tavern, or are we?
It's still like daytime, no? Like what time?
11:30 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get down to business.
We
Let's
got
sell some
business
stuff.
to take care of. Yeah, I was going to say.
Okay.
Go barter for some-
Are
Well-
you
Oh,
headed where? The which
Ooh,
merchants you
where?
go to is quite important
Oh.
here. Will you go, for example, to Vaklis, who everybody says is undercutting everyone? Will you go to Harrison, whose general store has been suffering financially? Will you perhaps go to D'Souza? You do have to go and have a go at him for selling that ring. That man.
Oh, the ring of animations.
Animation, yes.
Do any of these vendors sell books, or would that be like at an actual?
So D'Souza and Ashleen will have books on magic and
stuff,
monsters and temple stuff. Harrison will have some books, but not a huge amount. But there is a library in town. And it's called the Great Library, but you do have to pay to use it. And you can only read the books when you're in there. There is also a small bookstore for taking books away, if you wish. Which you're more than welcome to visit.
Yeah, I might.
Is the stuff that we have to sell more magical in nature than not, Jack? Or do we have a bunch of like mundane things to offload to?
We have from the cove a bunch of stuff like we got a chain shirt, the navigational equipment, we got the ornately carved wooden leg, we got the little gold buttons, we got the ornate spinning top, we got the goblets, which we might,
keeping,
I don't know, for whatever reason want to keep, the gemstone and silver and brass, copper goblets.
Well, you can use those for the entire campaign, right, and make sure you never get poisoned,
right. Yeah. So like if we, yeah. So we got an old but well kept glaive that's emblazoned with a gold dragon.
But that's also non-magical, as I remember.
That's non-magical. We got the signet ring.
Vel'zekiss has that.
And then we've got the stuff that Boxxo has, which I don't keep track of the whole time, but some of the
gems
stuff
and stuff to sell, so we're not gonna.
And then like he has the aquamarine, and he has a few other things which he said he was gonna put in his inventory that I
yes,
then
I
have
have a few
erased.
treasures.
Yeah, that I'm like out above table. I'm perfectly happy for you to keep those, and keep up a collection. But I'm just letting everybody know that I've taken them off the group loot tracker because I assume because they're in your inventory and you're keeping track of them.
Yep.
So I'm gonna take off the aquamarine now because Boxxo took it, but I think but I'm not sure because everybody knows some of the stuff. I feel like we don't know that you have, like in character wise.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
keep track
I
of
mean,
which one which.
I'm
inclined. A couple of things too, no? Like from that chest. Or am I imagining that as well?
That ring I have, and I have
and then
the old skull that I want to look at before I decide what I'm doing with it.
Right,
so I've got a chance.
Yeah, and then there's the staves. I'm not sure if we're using all of them, and I didn't put any of them because there was a lot I didn't know. I didn't know what was happening with that. But Jay is keeping one. There's the staff of the Sea Witch. I don't know if
Vel'zekiss has that as well.
Okay, Vel'zekiss has that as well. Okay, cool. And then of course the Tidestone, which we're not selling. And then
Grabbing a drink real quick.
Go.
I'll come back.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you just want to reel off shit that you're selling to me, I assume you'll go to the general store, sell the general goods, and then anything they don't buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, then if anyone wants anything, they can yell out, "No, don't sell that."
Yeah. So all right. So let's go with. Does anybody have the Cloak of Many Fashions? Did anybody? Is anybody using that at all?
Pietro? Did I dream that?
No, I didn't take the cloak. I can. But if we're gonna get some good,
I'm sure somebody took the cloak, right?
Maybe. Oh, you know what? Maybe.
Jay?
Rheawynne?
Maybe Rheawynne did.
What did I do?
Did you take the cloak of many fashions?
Yes, I did do that.
Okay, cool.
There you go.
No, that's good to know. All right, chain shirt. We've got
That's
A
definitely
chain
useful
shirt.
to nobody.
Sell it.
Yeah, sell that. A chain shirt that's been in a saltwater cave for God knows how long. That of course isn't rusty, so we can sell it and it's still useful.
Yeah, just gotta pick out the seaweed.
It was
And-
dry-ish.
And then navigational
Dry.
equipment. I don't know whether we want that. Sell it.
You
Sell
Okay, sorry, can we
navigational
just go one by
equipment.
one? With that armor, you'll have to take it to the armorer.
Yep.
You've met her. She'll give you 2 silver pieces for it. It'll have to be remade into.
All right. I will also be. I don't know if you're doing this, James, but I'll be keeping track of how much everything we're getting for it.
Yeah, please, could you? That would be appreciated.
Yeah, I can easily do that.
Yep. And
The navigational equipment.
Are you selling that? I think somebody said keeping, right?
I mean, it's like for sailing, right? It's like a
Yeah.
sextant and-
It's that sort of stuff, and it's quite rare.
Do any of us sail?
Nah, like none of us really. We don't have our own boat or anything, so
No, maybe
depending on what will be offered, perhaps we will sell it.
Okay.
Are we thinking by the time we get to the point where we're sailing and sailing our own ship,
And then
we
we're
would
gonna
have
You
enough
think I'm
money
gonna
to
get
buy
a
it
point where you're
again?
sailing your own ship?
That's what I
I
don't
thought
know.
we just teleport about. That's what I was hoping.
Yeah. You can definitely sell that navigational tools, but you're going to need to try and find a buyer. And that will be
Alright.
something we need to roleplay out, so let's leave that for now.
Okay, no worries.
Basically,
Right,
if you
Yep.
try and sell them to Harrison, the general store, he will say, I couldn't purchase something like that. I don't carry that sort of money. Perhaps one of the ship captains would take it. Expect a fair amount of, really, that's worth a lot of gold.
Wow.
Cool.
Wow.
But you
Well,
need to
then
find
that's why we
a
want to
buyer.
sell it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll keep
The
it back.
ornately carved wooden leg.
The merchant will offer you 2 copper pieces. But Harrison, he'll say, because I don't really have anyone specific to sell that to. You understand, it's a bit of a niche item. Perhaps.
Do we want to hang on to it then?
Let's
Is
keep
that
it until
what
we
you're
cut
saying?
off a few legs.
He will say,
Yeah.
maybe D'Souza will buy it. He likes odd things.
Well,
Fair.
couldn't we find out whose it was? Maybe someone could divine
Josh,
who
you'd
it belonged
already
to.
know that it's, unless it's an elf, it's too old for it to be for somebody who's still
Okay.
alive.
And maybe dead, yeah.
So it could be an elf.
Sure.
And I'm sure they haven't found anything to replace it with in all this time.
They've just been hopping for a century or so.
That's so messed up.
It's possible.
No, you knew
What's
that because it was so
preferring?
ornate, it was likely that that was like their special occasions leg.
No, okay.
We'll keep it for a rainy
Still
day.
be
We'll keep it for a rainy day.
wanting it though.
How do you decide when it's a nice enough day? Like it's an important event. Like, I'm not wearing my dress leg for my cousin's wedding. I hate
On the
that.
contrary.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it
You
looks
just
like
you
a grand
open the
piano
wardrobe
leg.
and there's just lots of different legs to choose from.
Yeah. All right. So what are we doing with it?
Just keep it in the pack for now. We may
Alright, keep it in the
come
pack.
across a person
Alright.
who is legless and is like, fuck, I need a new leg.
Yeah, or if we need to
Alright.
like wedge a door open or something, we can
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
speak to D'Souza as well. He will give you more money.
We'll
This
see.
is-
That's for
We'll
sure.
see.
It'll just become an overpowered item at some point, magically.
Alright.
It's definitely adornment.
We could turn it into a club of
Magical healing.
Hell Giant Strength.
Yeah. Club and. All right. Little gold buttons.
So,
Yeah.
Definitely.
What are we? What are we? Yeah. What are we getting?
So those are 4 silver pieces each.
How many did we
button. You didn't write that down.
20.
You didn't say. I believe you.
Go and find out. Oh, there's something you guys.
Was it?
Oh. Was it roughly 2,500 XP?
Oh, that was theirs. But there was also
Yeah.
in the oh, sorry, that's my bad. That's on the way back out. I missed it. We'll come back to those. You got 6 old coins, which are relevant and have a story and a handout in Roll20. So I'll bring those out in a second. Sorry, the gold buttons you had.
Wasn't it like 4 or something?
5. You got 5 of them.
You're just throwing out numbers, Rico. Just-
Well, it could have been 4, but it wasn't. It was 5. Yeah, so 5 at 4 silver pieces each is 2 gold pieces if you prefer.
Alright, 2 gold. Right, an ornate spinning top.
You'll need to sell that to D'Souza, but if you go to D'Souza's, this is Mark. Look at it. It's perfectly balanced. So perfectly balanced. And he'll spin it. And it will spin indefinitely for the rest of the conversation. This can be used as a spellcasting focus, but I don't think anybody's going to want it for just that purpose.
If it doesn't
I
stop,
wanna
does
give
that
it
mean
to
we're
one
in
of
a
the-
dream?
I don't know.
Yeah. I want to give it to one of the kids.
That was my logic. I assumed you would give it to one of them. You can go back and give it
That's
to Evelyn if you want.
I'm
give it to
instantly thinking,
Yeah, they can
saying,
use it.
Pietro, we gotta give it to one of the kids, mate.
You're giving up 2 silver pieces. It's not a big deal. You don't sell it. What's
You gotta
next?
You
pick
get
a
to-
favorite.
Yeah,
So-
Pietro, you choose which kid you love more.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
nothing
decide
but-
the
you-
educational journey of
You
these
decide
children.
which
I got
child
nothing
feels
for
like
these
they don't get
children.
cared about.
Give it to the girl. She was nice.
You cared about Zach.
Yeah, see? You do
And
care.
Zach and the girl. Yes, that's true.
They can share it, maybe.
They won't.
We'll
Right,
say that
so-
you gave it to Evelina back then. If you give it to Evelina, you get 250 experience points.
Oh, wow.
Oh, whoa, what?
Uh,
Why?
Yes.
Oh, because it's a spell focus.
You have given her now the ability to learn magic and or to understand how to learn magic and the spellcasting focus, which will mean she can learn something. She has now a spell book. All she's missing is ink, but she can procure that. So you have completed the help Evelina become a wizard quest. Incidentally, there by going backwards.
Let's go.
How much did we get?
250.
250.
Dang.
250. See? Pays to be kind.
It's good to be good.
Alright, we have 6 copper, brass, silver, gemstone goblets, and there are 5 of us.
Well, Harrison's not taking
So
it anyway.
one.
I guess
I
we
was
could.
I was thinking that maybe if you guys got a beautiful horse and wagon, you could help. The horse could drink out this. No, I'm joking.
Goblet.
Yeah.
So we sell one.
But we have 2 hands for a reason. No, I'm kidding.
Edward 40-ounce hands.
It should be pretty pricey too, because it purifies the liquid that's in there too.
It should
Sell
be,
it
and
to a
it's made
king.
of copper, brass, silver, and gemstones.
Ooh, ah.
I think they were like all different. Like there was one that was each.
No, there's not a pure gemstone goblet.
No,
No,
We
because
went
that's what
over
I
this.
thought. Yeah,
problem.
that's
That
what I
was the
thought last time.
confusion.
I was like, I'd like the
all
gemstone
made
one,
of all of
please.
do you want to sell one to D'Souza?
Yeah.
Yeah.
55 gold pieces.
Ooh.
Far out, dude.
Whoa.
It's a very powerful magical item. You imagine this can guarantee a king is never poisoned,
Oh.
amongst other things.
Well, only by liquid.
Right.
Can't put the
He's gonna
turkey
eat all
in
of his
there.
food out of the goblet,
Yeah, but you know what I
chopping
mean.
roasts and putting them in there.
Yeah. It also means that like one thing that
Right,
one
so
other thing is that you
are
can
we-
mix badly made potions and like get the benefits but not the negatives. That's a good freeze, Jay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It was a highly amused
That's
winner.
awesome.
What happened?
All right.
Are we
Next
each
we have.
carrying one cup? or does somebody holding all of the
I
cups?
assume each one of you is carrying one.
I'm holding one.
Is there like a thing for that? And
I just put it as a tankard and then customize the name to Goblet that purifies liquid.
Yeah, there isn't a
I got
D&D
it tied to
beyond
my belt.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Right, we've got the old but well-kept glaive emblazoned with a gold dragon.
Yeah, that's a pretty simple weapon. Let me find... Okay. Heal yourself. Stop. Which is the wrong one. Critical hit, that's what I'm looking for. A glaive is worth 10 gold pieces to buy, so they'll give you... It's got a nice dragon on it. It's pretty nice, so they'll give you 3 gold pieces.
And the signet ring that we know is worth 11 gold,
Yes.
based on a check
Yes, it
that
is.
we did. So we need to get
You'd
the
have
less.
to sell that to the jeweler, but he will buy it.
Yeah, and he'll buy it. Are we selling that, Vel'zekiss?
Oh, I will sell it, and we can say now that you get your portions or whatever that it goes in the group. But what will really happen in game, and I would forget to do it, is that Vel'zekiss would go over there to the jewelers and sell it, and then over the course of the next few days, he would wait until you did something that mildly impressed him, and then he would throw the money at you like he was tipping you at a show.
That's awesome.
Oh, why not? You can reap some inspiration for that, I think.
All right. So
Rico and Joe, do you want to deal out your exhaustion cards? You're going to get a long rest before anything else happens, so go ahead.
Okay, cool.
No exhaustion for anyone.
all right, let me tally gold we have.
Are you selling anything else?
I have a
No.
few things to sell.
Okay.
Oh,
Are you
yeah.
trying to do that individually?
Yeah.
Then can I assume you're off to the jewelers?
You would assume correct.
As you go into the jewelers, you see Vel'zekiss leaving. He's like, oh. He looks at you, you look at him, there is nothing said. Yes, go on. Give me the things.
Yeah, so the first one is an aquamarine.
Didn't I give that to Vel'zekiss?
And I gave
And
it
then
to him.
he gave it to me.
Oh, okay. This is the this is the one at the bottom of the waterfall.
Yes.
And that is worth 8 gold pieces.
Ooh.
Lovely.
And I will say, by the way, that you would know that this guy's not cheating you. From both your understanding, but also that if you remember,
The
you've been here
background
before.
feature.
No, well, yes, from that, but also if you were here before and the prices on the wall are literally based on the gem type and the weight, then it's all marked out, so he can't. He's made it uncheatable. He sets the prices.
Sure. And then I've got a bloodstone. A bloodstone.
Was that the hyacinth?
Yes.
Two-part?
No. Well, the 2-part is how much. But that's about it.
No, it should have a whole name. It shouldn't just be that because I've got multiple bloodstones.
I did. So
Yeah,
with
where
one
you
of
got
them, I did put a lot. Oh please. With one of the gemstones, you did give me a description. I put it like I customized it and gave the description, so I can only assume you didn't give me a description for it.
Definitely is it in the dungeon you just done?
No idea.
No, it's not. You got this. Yes, okay, I know where it is. You can have 5 gold pieces for that.
Okay.
Just work out where that is.
I've got 14 crystals.
Oh, those are the basic crystals that you guys got with the dwarves with Lionel, right? Yeah.
Maybe.
So these sell for 2 copper pieces each.
And how many coppers in the silver?
1. 10, sorry, 10. My brain just broke.
And how many silvers in a gold?
10. Decimals.
And it's 2 copper per
And
crystal.
you've got 14, yeah, so that'll be 28 copper or 2 silver and 8 copper.
Okay, yeah, I'm just clarifying.
He's
I've
really
got a-
min-maxing.
I've got a garnet.
Roll me a D100. See how okay that is. It's 1 copper piece per garnet.
That is 58.
How many copper pieces you get? Or 5 silver and 8 copper if you prefer.
5 silver, 8 copper. I've got a malachite. I've got 2 malachites.
Did you actually take them? I thought you didn't. Or is this from somewhere else? From somewhere
All
else?
I know is that
roll me
I
a D10.
take and I add.
Roll me a D10.
A 5.
Then they're worth 5 silver each, or 1 gold together.
And then the last thing I have is a star diopside. I believe you described it as the more bluey version of it. I think.
Yes, that is a totally different loot table. Let me pull that up.
I made a great Pokemon joke about it.
What was the joke?
It's my favorite. It's my favorite legendary Pokemon, Stardiopside.
Good old Pokemon.
Yeah, as he sees this, he'll sort of say, beautiful. Hey, gestures towards the chucks. There is not a standardized price for this. I'll buy it for my own collection. Or I can make it into a ring for you. A gem like this could be enchanted. Wished.
What could you enchant it with?
Oh, I couldn't. It's not within my talents, but I could make you the ring, and it would take many different powerful enchantments. You'd have to ask a bunch of power, but it would save you a lot of money in the making. Any powerful objects come. He'll happily make it up for you for 10 gold pieces. And after that, you will have to pay for the enchantment. Enchantments are expensive, but it's a lot cheaper than buying the item itself. So, for example, if you wanted a ring of spell storing, it'd be 100 gold pieces. Or if you've got the ring, it would only be 40. Right? So,
yeah.
And you would be able to choose the enchantment, but you'd have to speak to somebody who can do that.
How much would you be willing to buy it for?
100.
100 platinum pieces?
Oh.
Deal.
You'll sell it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will.
Gold. Equivalent of 1,000 gold in a regular campaign. So.
Question, how much would a house be?
Depends where and depends what. You can get one of those little shacks outside of town for about 8 silver pieces.
Okay,
you could
let's say in the city.
You could buy a medium-sized house in the outskirts of the city for a couple of 100 gold pieces.
Okay. And is that like buy it outright, you never have to pay anything ever again? Okay. Good to have in the back of my mind.
Are there a lot of laws about maintaining the property? Because I assume we're not going to be there that often.
Boxxo was not thinking of it being a party house.
Could always get Merrigan and the child who spawned off.
And we've lost.
Absolutely not.
But yeah, 100 to 300 gold, I would say. 200 to 300 gold for a house on the very outskirts, like a little sort of. If you're looking for one that's got 5 bedrooms, then you're looking in the thousands.
And what if you didn't want that many bedrooms, but you did want to be in the inner city?
Most inner city houses would have 5 to 20 bedrooms.
Goodness. Is the outer city a nice area?
A lot of them have like servants and stuff. And it's a walled city, so even in the outer city, there's nothing. You know, it's very well to do. The whole city, it's huge.
Right. It's not like the dodgy part is the outside of the city.
The dodgy part is outside of the city.
But it's not the outskirts of the
No. Once you're in the city, everywhere is pretty nice and decent.
Cool.
And clean.
Gosh, I think Boxxo is about to leave the party then. His personal quest's almost done.
An update on our gold. We have 91 gold, 60 silver, and 124 copper, which we can convert.
Nice.
Dang.
Okay, nothing else to sell.
Do we want to go over what's in the group loot tracker, because it is full of stuff.
I think what we'll do is we'll take a short break. You guys can discuss that in the break
Yeah.
when we all get back after getting a drink, and then we will resume living. Be right back. Hello, and welcome back to the second half of Elsewhither, Tales of the Unchained. Our group have finished their basic shopping, and can I assume at this point are returning to Heaven stop off before purchasing individual goods. I assume you stock up for the journey once you know where you're going and when you're going. No, that's not what I want. Hey, the music. Cool. When you get back to Helena's Tavern, I apologize if I repeat a quest you've already got. There are a few quests available within the tavern. These include... do we have a quest page? Yes, here we go. Fantastic, right, so... let's update a couple of these. We have already done Lord Oshathor. Strike through him. We've done the Treasure Cove. You would know that Gorban does indeed want to awaken his pig. He's offering 150 gold pieces for it. Lunessa has lost her amethyst necklace. Rovassa wants to go home. Patricia Foppolo is looking for a husband. And will offer free rooms and ale in return. And the Culver Lake cult are recruiting. And once again, when you come in, Helena will look at you and... Hey lad, you're back already. That's good. Did your journey go alright?
Fruitful.
Find what you were looking for. Very good. Can I have you some lunch?
Absolutely.
Soup and bread. A little bit of meat on the spit. Last night. I'll deal you up 5 fights, shall I?
Yes, please.
Yeah, you'll be wanting to hear about the newest big job in town. The mayor of Maztu has gone missing. I'm going to put us on the world map so I can mark these off. Maztu, Rhea would know, is this village here.
Wait, hold. Exiting. Mouse 2.
This one here.
Yeah, let me just do this and give the name there. And I'm going to do that as well for here.
Oh, okay. It's really close by.
Well, kind of. These are quite large.
Well, yeah, never mind. That was closer.
Oh, I didn't want to press it. There we go. Okay, so you have the names of the 3 local villages. So the village mayor of Maztu has disappeared. Could be useful. You also hear that there is some goblin trouble to the west, south of Maztu. They don't. Helena says, I don't think that these two things are related, but could be wrong, you know.
The mayor's disappearance, it's mysterious.
Very.
Did they suspect foul play?
Very. He was staying in the inn that night, and then he was gone. Oh, I hear.
Why was he staying at the inn?
A party, from what I understand. They were celebrating Karina's Day.
Perhaps he had too much to drink.
Disappeared. Seems a bit odd, don't you think?
It's a little early to proclaim the man disappeared after only one night.
Perhaps. But he's an elderly man. Not likely to be climbing out the window. Nobody saw him leaving. I think that's where the mystery comes in. Alas, I'll leave that mystery solving in your hands. There's a farmer outside town. A little to the west. He's looking for somebody to put a ghost down. keeps troubling him and pestering him. I understand that's your expertise these days. So if you do have an interest, he's a local man. If you leave out the west gate, you'll meet him on the road. Name is Nido.
Nito.
The D.
Oh, Nito. I guess you could say he really needos help.
He does.
I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
And you also hear a couple of. She's also got a couple of rumors. And bit of a private quest if you're interested. So the rumors that I've been hearing. First of all, apparently there's a demon loose in the Straits of Darkness. Probably not something you want to be attending to anytime soon.
Sorry, the Streets of Darkness or the Straits of
Straits.
Darkness? Okay.
I'll put you on the world map. And you'd know it means up in these islands up here somewhere.
So sorry, I missed that.
I put you on the world map, and it's up in the Straits of Darkness. Which
Oh,
is
okay,
here on these
gotcha.
islands. So I don't know what you want to do with that, but I thought I'd give you some information. There's also tales of a slaver from Kalan, out in the Savage West. People who haven't done very well from the war. He's enslaving them. Apparently he's got some magical way of controlling them, is what they're saying. People tried to... A group of local villagers in the west. They tried to rescue their brother. Apparently he rose up and fought against them. Pretty dark stuff. Worrying tales.
How long has that been going on for?
Oh, they were but rumours about a week ago, but somebody came in with an eyewitness report only last night.
This is troubling.
That sounds like a pressing issue.
Yes?
Well, it's the issue that... Well, sorry, Vel'zekiss, but it's the issue that we're going to take care of, isn't it? Because we can't just have somebody coming in and enslaving my kith and kin.
Not quite that far west, Jack, just to make you aware. It's more people who were fighting. It might include some of your kin, but it's people who were fighting on the sort of in the bit where the border of the war was. So it's people from both sides are being enslaved. He's just sort of picking both sides.
Either way, some of these seem much more heavier than others.
I agree. The pig needs to be woken up.
Well, I've put together enough tour schedules to see the synergy of the various things out to the west, so I could imagine putting those all together at once. Leaving the pig, perhaps, to later. But what of this personal matter? Is it in the same direction?
Not personal to me, you see. It's just... Well, the lady in nature, she told me in confidence. It's a grand reward, but it's a bit of a strange one. She'll speak with you herself if you're willing. But you must make a magical vow not to turn her over to the authorities first. She's a friend who's perhaps involved in some things she shouldn't be, but she's paying well, very well.
How well?
She's either offering 500 gold pieces or a particularly powerful magical artifact. Whatever you prefer. She's a noble here in the city.
What is she? The Lady of Nature? Is that what you call her?
No, he was just like referring to her.
A
Yeah.
lady in the city.
Oh, what is she
I thought
doing?
you called her the Lady of Nature too. Yeah, I was like,
No. You don't know what she's doing or what she
No,
wants.
I'm asking.
Oh,
Because they said that she's wrapped up in
she
stuff that.
She practices some arts that maybe some people don't approve of. She's not hurting anybody though. Make that clear. But what she's doing may be on the edge of the law. And if turned into the authorities, she might get in some trouble and lose some reputation. Therefore, she's making you swear a magical vow not to turn her over to the authorities before you get involved. Big money to be made, though.
Would I know anything about the nature of such a magical vow?
I have my suspicions.
You just won't be able to. That's how it works. So if you go to speak of it, you'll find it. You might be able to abstractly work around it, maybe. But if you try and speak of what she is doing, you won't be able to name her, for example.
Play charades.
Well, I don't see too much problem with it. We can't speak about her right now, so since we don't know anything.
Well, indeed. She is a friend, and she's a good enough lady.
That extra-
To her, I can arrange that.
That extra coin could come in handy if we're trying to make a journey all the way to the west.
You're thinking of journeying west? So?
Seems to be a lot of trouble out that way.
That there is. A lot of work, a lot of danger too. You'll be wanting something to ride if you're going out that way, won't you? You won't be wanting to go it alone, so to speak. That's correct.
It would be nice to let a horse hoof it for once.
My feet are quite tired.
Well, indeed. I happen to know the stableman. If you would, at Mazrea Stables, he'll be more than willing to sell you mounts if you need. And I, for one, know that he has a carriage he's looking to get off his hands. Something that interests you, unless you're all wanting to ride individually. But either way, you tell him that Helena said that you're good friends, patrons. We'll sort you out with a discount.
Thank you, Helena.
Freddy's a good lad.
Yeah, the man's a name.
Freddy. He's a good lad. If you want to speak to the lady, then I can arrange that, but you'll have to hang around till this evening. I'll visit you here if that's alright.
What do we say?
I'll think about it over your lunch. And she'll just, if you to take a seat so you can discuss between yourselves without her hearing. But we can, you can just chat freely now. You say, guys. Do you want to take the quest or not?
The reward seems great, but this will take time. I can foresee it.
I will tell you that her quest is also out to the west.
Okay.
I will give you that spoiler. It is a lot further than some of the others, but it is out to the west.
Okay, so it's in the same direction. Alright.
We should at least find out what it is she wants. The vow doesn't seem to bind us to doing it, just not speaking of her.
Indeed, definitely not.
This is fine with me. I have my suspicions as to the natures of
As long as she's not
her
hurting
work.
anyone.
What's your suspicions?
I'll look around, shifty-eyed. I'll lean close into Boxxo. Necromancy.
Is that... Can you not do that type of magic?
Certainly frowned upon.
So just to clarify, for Josh's sake, you can practice necromancy, the school of magic, but specifically raising corpses is illegal, certainly in Mazrea.
But this does not bother me. I had friends in the faculty of necromancy, and sure, they are good people.
What is that type of magic used for? If she's practicing it, what would she be doing?
I fear I have not delved that deep into the subject matter. I studied the more primordial.
Is that information not in your book?
My spell book, no. This kind of information can be found in libraries, perhaps.
Is it just spells in your book? There's not just information?
Have some information, of course. Legends, diagrams of construction practices, details. A small drawing. See, look here. And, yeah, it'll be like a, sort of a poor sketch of like us traveling.
Boxxo looks at and then looks at you and just kind of like politely smiles. But says nothing.
I like snap my book closed. Put the back of my pocket.
I use a bit of necromancy from time to time, as you've seen, but I use it more to take the living and make them dead rather than the other way round.
Yeah, which is perfectly fine, by the way. They're not even a slight rule against it. If you're willing to take her quest, then she will visit you after dinner, but it will be requested that you go up to your room, and she will come and knock on the door. Helena will also say to you, she likes the disguises, the tricks, so expect her not to come in a true form.
Would it be possible to stop by the bookstore very quickly? It doesn't have to be roleplayed.
There's lots and lots of things in the bookstore that may well be worth roleplaying out or seeing.
Oh,
so you're
really?
More than welcome to go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
A question before we go, Helena, actually.
Of course.
There would be any...
and coming back.
Yes, that's our plan.
Very well.
Has there any more news of burglaries among the merchants?
Not that I've heard of. But there has been a burglary out by the dock.
Oh.
Aye, one of the ships. They're very mundane supplies from what I understand, but had a lot of them stolen. Barrels of grain, ropes.
All for the course. Okay, interesting. Thank you.
No problem. The bookshop is called Unbound Tales, and it is run by a elf. She is quite short, a little sort of hunched over. You don't normally see elves looking old, but she looks old. She has this sort of grey hair that is beautiful and lustrous and pulled to one side. She sees you. She said, "Oh, patrons. What can I do for you?"
Hello. I'm looking around, but I'm also looking for something in particular. Two things. The first would be a book about dragon history, if there's anything like that. And then the other one would be a more simple learning how to read type of book, if you have one of those.
Sort of your ABCs.
Yes.
Yes, I have a few. Two different books. Is it for adult learning or child learning?
Is there a difference?
Of course. Your adult doesn't need bright, speckled pictures of apples. We'll learn at a different pace. They already speak, do they not?
Well, yeah, but I mean the
Also,
bright
books are
speckled.
learning common for those who only speak other languages. Your needs can be ascribed to more specifically.
The colors sound nice. Okay, we'll do the adult learning.
It's called Literacy Literally.
Literacy, literally.
Yes, like literacy, comma, literary.
Ah.
Not very easy to say out loud, though.
Yeah, a bit of a jerk title for people who can't read.
It does say learning to read underneath in the letters at the bottom, but it's assumed that the purchaser is going to be the teacher, not the learner.
I see.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that one. How much is that?
So that's 3 coppers.
3 copper. Okay.
And you were looking for a book on dragon history.
Yes.
She has 3. One is the structures and understanding of the Draconic Pantheon. One is Dragons, Legends, and Lore. which is a sort of fairly normal-looking book written by a university professor. And then there's this beautiful, large leather tome with sort of like gold bindings and beautiful pages, and it's really ornate. And there's an illusion of 2 dragons in flight, sort of almost in battle or mating, you're not sure which, because they're sort of wrapped around each other, but you're not sure whether it's in love or in war. It's called The Extraordinary History of Dragons and All Information Besides.
How much is that one?
That is 15 gold pieces.
15 gold pieces.
There is an element of magic to it, I will tell you, that gives you advantage to any charisma checks involving dragons. And also gives you the ability to understand Draconic. If you are in possession of the book, you can understand. Not like you won't be fluent in it to speak it, but you will understand the sort of the nature of their roars and noises.
Oh boy. So yeah, she definitely doesn't have 15 gold individually.
Purchase.
Yeah,
time for learning.
Sure. Just for starting off, which of the first 2 would you recommend?
She will say Legends and Lore of the Dragons.
Legends and Lore. Okay. How much is that one?
That is 2 silver pieces.
2 silver. Okay. That's more doable. Yeah, we'll get that one.
And then, were you interested in anything else?
Would there happen to be like any recipe books for
plenty?
Plenty.
Here, I've got a whole list. Let's go through.
Oh god.
I've got open that tab, are we? I've got the Hero's Feast. I've got you might that's a drinking book. I'll come to that later. There's Extraordinary Fare, Faire. You know what I mean, like as opposed to going to the fair.
Yeah.
It's got Da Orcish Cookbook with a K, by the way.
That one.
I've got Killian Wester's Royal Recipes. I've got Making Do, a guide to roadside fare. There's also where are we? Wondrous Meals for the Wilderness. Draconic Wives Recipes.
Draconic Wives.
Mysterious Libations. There is Dungeons and Flagons. It's a drinking book. Traveler's Stew. 10 stews for the stewing barbarian, it says. You've got Mother Mary's Basics. There's lots and lots of them. But yeah, none are particularly... there's one other that might interest you, which is called Magical Meals. And that specifically will teach you meals that give magical effects other than an increase to max HP. They often require some quite unusual ingredients, but...
Yeah, how much would that one be?
So, as per usual, that one's a lot more expensive than the others.
Of course it is.
That's 50 gold.
50 gold. Oh!
I will say this is a long-term investment, so at some point, if you do want it, it will benefit you throughout the entire campaign. Apart from that, Killian Wester's Royal Recipes and Mysterious Libations are both 3 gold pieces, and everything else is 5 silver each.
If I flip through the Dorkish one, what does that one look like?
So it talks a lot about meals that you can hunt on the road. It's got 20 ways to roast a joint. That's roast, not roll, by the way. There is eating large, which is all about making a meal go round. There are 6 different ways to braise a kobold. which might not interest. It's not actually about kobolds, for what it's worth. It seems to be about goblins, but the orc is confused. There is Mutton, which is a 6-page entry on all the different ways you can make sheep tasty. Lots of different good. There seems to be some good food in it.
Yeah. And the other one was like a roadside, like a guide to roadside.
There's wondrous meals in the wilderness, and there is also. I'd have to go all the way back.
Sorry.
Making do, which is a guide to eating well with scarce rations in the wilderness.
Yeah, I'll do the making do one. Mm-hmm. As fun as the orc one sounds.
She will also offer you, if you prefer, if you're looking over all these recipes, she's like, well, you might want recipes from different places. I can do you a bundle deal. 3 gold pieces for all the others. She won't include the royal recipes or the mysterious libations, but she'll do all of the others if you want for 3 gold pieces. This does confer some actual physical in-game benefits, by the way.
Yeah.
As well as books to read.
Did anybody from the group, I don't know if anyone followed me or anything.
Everybody's here, I think.
Okay, everybody's here.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna turn to the group. I don't have 3 gold personally at my disposal. But this could have benefits for us, but I'll leave it up to you all to decide, because I don't want to take from the group pile.
Doesn't bother me.
It will only benefit them, so I think out of 99, 3 is not going to be a lot.
As long as the next time you're thinking of giving some of the gold to one of these people we meet along the road, you give them a sandwich instead.
Okay, I can make
I have
that
3
promise.
gold, and I reach into the group bag and I take out 3 gold.
Okay. While the rest of you, while that's going on, one of the other books I'll give you is the Book of Monster Recipes, which talks about Eye of Beholder soup, gelatinous cube jelly, braised dragon liver and onions, rust monster jerky, all that sort of thing.
Nice.
But there are some books that may interest some of the rest of you, if you wish to have a look. And these include Beastly Beasts, Becoming Better, which is an entire book based on a beastery. So it'll give you some of the resists and information about beasts you'll encounter along the way. There is the Studious Scholar's Tome of Alchemy, which is, if anybody is alchemizing, it's a book to get started on that. It'll give you some basic recipes. I think was somebody doing that, or was somebody not doing that? I can't remember.
I don't think we have alchemy in this.
No, I don't have alchemy, really.
Okay. There is The Art of Learning Languages, which will help you with learning other languages if you're interested. There's the 3 rules to poison craft, if anyone wants to poison their weapons, etc. There is Malleus Metallius, a layman's guide to metallurgy, which is not just about smithing, but is also about using metal in enchanting and spells. There is also the A Study of the Pantheons, which could be interesting to you all, which is literally all the information on the Pantheons. Then there are a series of travelers' books. Each one of them is 2 copper pieces each, so you can buy the full 38-book anthology if you prefer, for 5 silver pieces. This is the Collective's Guide to Traveling in Mazrea. And this will give sort of simple information about every large town, but also the roads on the towns. It also gives information about like sort of road safety, different places where there might be danger, and or old castles, fallen ruins, those sorts of things. But will also, when you get to a town, tell you what the main taverns are, some information about the customs of the town, that sort of stuff. The northeastern Gallania book is 2 copper. There's then the northwestern Gallania, the Savage West, if you will, and a central Gallania, and then there's a southwest, a southeast. But this will cover the entirety of Mazrea if you want the full anthology for 5 silver.
Oh.
I imagine might interest some of them. Some of you. And these do actually exist. Like, I can give you all sorts of bits of information from them.
I don't need some jadder to tell me what's going on. I'll just figure it out as we go. I mean, not jadder. I mean, what do you... Book. That's the word.
While everyone's considering, I'm so sorry. If there's any way you could put it into the chats. I know there was the Making Do one. I forget what the other ones
I will
were
give you the
called.
full list by next week in handouts with the words inside with all the recipes.
Perfect. All right, thank you.
Cool. So I think that's all the interesting books to you guys, unless like you want to be looking at stuff that you can't afford, like the Manual of Bodily Health and the Manual of Quickness of Action, Tome of Cliff,
If only.
such things
If
like
only.
that. Yeah.
How much is the metallurgy one?
4 copper pieces.
You want it? Go get it.
Yeah. I will purchase.
Okay.
Just to have it, hold on to it.
Yeah, I was thinking about it as well.
Yeah, there
I'll
are
share
definitely
it.
some things that are useful specifically. Yes, Joe. It'll aid you in the jewelry making later.
Do you want to hold on to it, Vel'zekiss?
It's whichever. I can
I'll
pay
put the
for it
handout
too.
for both of you.
Okay.
And I'm not going to reveal the whole book in one go because obviously you'll have to learn from it, but I will tell you what it contains and we'll go from there. Cool. Anybody buying anything else before we leave the bookstore? These things do exist permanently. You come back for them. You don't have to buy everything in your first visit. Fantastic. Are we headed out to the stables to acquire mountings?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Okay.
smart.
Assuming we have enough time to do that before.
Yeah, it's like 2 o'clock in the
We can meet
afternoon.
with the
She's
lady.
going to meet
Okay.
you after dinner, so that's fine. When you get there, you can see a sort of very, very birdy furball, sort of wide shoulders, and he's currently picking up a medium-sized pony and trying to get it into the stall, and the pony is like sort of pushing back on the ground and flailing like mad. I'll be out in a minute. And after a while, he comes over. Right, what can I do for you?
Freddy, was it?
That's me. You found me.
My name is
It's
Pietro.
always been my name.
My name is Pietro. And we are friends of Helena.
Oh, who isn't these days?
But we are
Duly
special
noted.
friends, you see.
Won't be cheating you. What can I do for you?
We've taken to something of the adventuring life and require some transportation.
You each riding separate? I'm looking for... I've got a wonderful carriage up. I've been trying to shift for a while. Give it you cheap.
So I've heard.
You'll need horses to pull it. 2, it's likely.
Perhaps we take a look at this carriage.
So just to give you the very simple side of things, you will need 2 horses to pull the carriage. You may also individually purchase mounts if any of you wish to ride separate as opposed to sitting in the carriage. He'll show you out of this carriage, and it's a bit ostentatious. It's very well structured. It's sort of made of dark grey metal, but there's sort of like little... It's paint, it's not actual gold, but there's little sort of paint bits of gold fixings on it. There is a slightly dusty and old blue velvet curtain to pull across the very back window. It's a horse box ride, so there's a roof over the front box to pull the horses, but not any other coverings. It's a 1-driver carriage, and you can fit up to 6 people in the back.
Shoot.
Oh, what do we think? I think this might work for us.
It's almost nice enough.
He'll give you the carriage for 8 gold pieces. Then it's up to you if you want to purchase the 2 horses to pull it from him as well. He will sell them for a combined 14 gold pieces. He'll say, I'll match them for you. Have brown, black, or white.
Perhaps match them more in terms of temperament.
Oh, they'll pull any pair of them. That's what they've done before. It's what they'll do in future. Not great for riding, stands, but they know their job.
Then I leave it to the rest of you.
What were the color
Yeah, mate.
options?
I mean, these are really big Yadama. They're not like the ones we... Yeah, and horses. I don't know if they're even the same. We got ones that are like squat and like agile and like, you know, like they're quick as lightning. They're just like, you know what I mean? They're like to even just like try to catch one, to tame one, to break it in. It's just like you have to be like just like quicker than quick. But like these ones are like stout and like
They are.
robust
And so
and huge.
the ones for pulling the carriage are draft horses.
Mm.
So they're very big, sort of not very agile. Very large. They are in brown, white, or black. You wanna?
We're not going to be sneaking anywhere in a carriage, so we might as well go for making an impression, I think. The white, perhaps.
Yeah, easier to spot if they run off.
The
Ah.
Rodrigo.
I guess that is a practical reason. I was about to say for fashion purposes, I liked Vel'zekiss.
Why not both? The man will say to you, so it's 14 for the two horses, and 8 for the cart, the 22. And he looks around and says, anybody wanting a personal mount? Side. Or perhaps a little donkey to carry your stuff besides. A pack mule or two.
Could we theoretically just throw shit in the back of the carriage, though?
Of course.
Yeah.
But it only sits 6 people, right? So if there's 5 of you in it, you can't then carry bundles of shit.
When he mentions a little donkey, I'll look over at Boxxo and be like, you want one?
Don't call Boxxo a little donkey. That's not me.
Interested? No, like because it's like a Boxxo-sized horse.
It is very much so. You'd be able to ride this with ease.
No, thank you.
They'll
I think
follow the
we've
carriage if you
understood.
want. Go to it, but nobody wants a personal mount either. Very well. He looks a bit disappointed. For what it's
Aw.
worth, you can have a mule for 8 silver.
What about a riding horse?
And a riding horse for 5 gold.
5 gold. Hmm.
Hmm?
No, sorry, that's a draft. Or 7 gold for a riding horse. Sorry, apologies.
7.
But no, that means I've overcharged you. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's 18 gold for the carriage and the 2 draft horses. Riding horses are 7 gold each.
Got it.
Ah,
Confuse
okay.
the 2. The mule
Yeah,
is still 8.
Add four back.
Add 4 back.
Yes,
Okay.
take 4 back. Sorry. You can afford 5 donkeys with that.
After he just said he wouldn't cheat us.
I just want everyone to be clear. It's going to have to be a very good day for me to send all of this across a river or something.
We trust you. Yeah, no.
I mean, obviously, mechanically, I can't send the carriage anyway, but...
We can all do our
part. And definitely shape, I think it's 15 foot of water at a time, or 20 foot of water at a time, though, can't you? You have to build ice bridges.
Yes, they can make little ice bridges.
You could part the
Nice.
waves.
That too. Just Moses the shit out of it. And off we go.
Well, then it'll just be a dry gulch somewhere. You'll be like, well, fuck.
And just imagine Vel'zekiss going up to a king and being, "Let my people go."
He would never say my people. He might say...
No, he wouldn't.
"Those
He wouldn't.
people
Let
go."
my fans go.
Let my admirers. Yeah, I don't think we need a riding horse right now, right?
Yeah, maybe in the future, but
Yeah, in the
for
future.
now, I'm happy
Yeah.
with the carriage.
All right.
Yeah, I think this should be good.
All right. I didn't even add it to the group loot. I forgot. We just got.
Got a fancy
Carriage and
carriage
2
with
draft
white
horses.
2
Yeah.
white.
A luxurious carriage.
Oh, can someone else add it? My computer's like.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm
freaking
assuming
out.
that whoever's driving will put them in extras anyway. Won't
Yeah.
include.
Oh, okay, cool.
Who is driving, by the way? Anyone?
Who is driving?
I think
only
Vel'zekiss would have proficiency, but
Land
it would be
vehicles.
you can have proficiency in specifically driving this carriage. I think that would make sense. But the rest of you could learn in a day. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Each one of you would take a day to learn. You can't all learn in one day.
Does Vel'zekiss want to drive it?
That's fine.
Okay.
You can teach me and then I'll drive. I'm happy to drive. I think
He
it's
doesn't
fun.
seem like he wants to until it's clear nobody else can do it, and then he's happy to prove how fucking easy it is to everybody.
I actually need an extra day because I'm I'm that inept.
Oh God.
Okay.
Is there any paperwork we need to sign or something, or the deal is done?
I don't treat him right. That'll be ridiculous. No time for that. You
Well
want them
then.
stable till you leave. I'll chuck it in for the price. Won't charge you a penny. And I'll set you off with some bags of feed. You be feeding these horses proper, all right? Good. Good horses.
Do they have names?
Name them what you like.
What do you
Fine.
mean we have to feed them? Don't they feed themselves?
Oh, they'll survive a bit of grazing if you're out on the grasses, but most of Gallania's not good for grasses, you know.
Oh.
All right. We're done here then.
Very
Well, I don't survive on grasses, so back to the tavern for dinner, I think.
I'll think of
Thank
horse
you.
names while we walk back.
Okay.
Thank you again, Freddy.
No problem. And as you're leaving, you do hear somebody asking for a riding horse, and he's charging them 12 gold pieces.
Feel good about that.
Yeah. When you get back to the tavern, a young man comes up to you. He's about 16, 17. And he's sort of very plainly dressed in the tavern, and hair's a bit ragged, and he comes up. Do you have any tales? Any stories? You've been out adventuring, right? Off a piece for some stories. Well,
It's a little below my normal rate, but I'd be happy to regale you.
I asked the other group. All they told me is they went to see a dragon and it blew some fire at them and they ran off.
Which other group?
Oh, over there. And you will see Draculis Vagar.
Big eye rolls.
Otherwise known as Krusk, Colette, Ellis, Kralin, and Mavelos, are sat in a corner looking a little hard by their luck, talking to Merrigan the Bard.
Oh, let's go say hi.
Wait, is this-
Tales for a copper piece?
Is this the group that was dejected
Yeah.
and then became a group? Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
The individually rejected.
Right.
But he once again presses you. Copper pieces and tales, please. Especially if you've been fighting the monsters.
Well, I think some of the monsters we've been fighting are worth a silver piece, but
Oh no, the silver piece. They wouldn't need your tales. Have me dad's.
you seem quite addicted to these stories, young man.
Truth be told, my pa was an adventurer. He used to tell me tales when he came back. Since he got sick. Reminds me of his tales.
Is there a fire nearby by any chance?
Oh yeah, there's that fire right there.
Okay. Is Vel'zekiss gonna?
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk about the crazy, what were they called? The blind Nagas.
I'd say
Myrmidons and the
Nagas,
Nagas.
yes.
Yeah.
But Myrmidon simply was a type of that Naga. It was the ones
Oh,
that
true.
fought with weapons as opposed to the Sea Witch or the Priestess. And they were all blindsight Nagas.
First, you got to tell about the deep ones.
When you start telling the tales, he pulls up a little barrel and sort of sits in it. And he's just rapt attention. And after a few minutes, you see that he's begun to cry gently. Jason carries on this.
Yeah, I'm just sort of pour water out of my water skin and shape it into the image of the creatures
We've
as
got
we.
fire and water art.
Yeah, I was gonna say in the background she's like making images in the fire to like
that's
follow.
good.
You could be the enemies, and Vel'zekiss could be the
Yeah.
Really shape the battle. That's beautiful. He is absolutely gobsmacked, and you can see that as these tales are being told, Draculis Vagar sort of come over and watch a little enviously. My old merchant group. Merchant. What's the word I'm looking for?
Mercenary.
Thank you. I fucking spelled merchant group. As you tell these tales, you will draw an audience, and you will receive not only a copper piece, but you'll receive 6 silver pieces from collected earnings across the tavern.
Dang.
And at the end, you hear sort of very rapt applause, as I'm sure you were expecting, from our good friend. Can anybody remember his name? I have to go and find it.
Oh,
I don't remember.
No.
There's you
Super
should get
fine.
3
Feels
silver
like a
pieces
super
each.
3 silver pieces each? We're just gonna split it?
No, like to because we got 6 silver pieces, right? I reckon Jay and Vel'zekiss and Rhea should get like 3 each because they were doing the stories
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
rather than
Each-
put it in the
okay,
group loot.
Okay, yeah, you can do that.
Sure.
Makes sense.
Sure.
And Lionel, your super fan.
Right,
is-
that's
Lionel, that's right.
Lionel.
Yes, he's very excited. Hearing these tales, you will be approached, Pietro, by Zach, who has scurried into the tavern, has been hiding in amongst the chairs and tables. He's not really meant to be. Mister.
Boy,
You gave a magic toy to Evelina, right? You did.
something like that, yeah. What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here.
I came to find you. They say you stay here.
I do.
I got a little bit of money. Would you? They won't let me buy any books.
Why not?
They say I'm too young to be in the store. He says I'll mess
What
up
do you
with
mean?
his magic stuff. Do I need anything else? Do I just need books and ink and pen? Or do I need other things for studying the magic?
One generally needs a spell book. You have one of those yet?
No, that's what I wanted to buy. They say that he's got them to Sousa, but he wouldn't let me in. And the lady outside, I gave her a silver piece to go in, and she just took it.
A lady outside.
Oh, she was wandering by. She was just a lady, and I asked her if she'd go in and buy me a book because he wouldn't let me in, and she said yes, but then she went in and she didn't give me the book, and she went off with my silver. What do I mean?
Well, consider it a lesson learned.
That's why I came to someone I trust.
I will retrieve you a spell book.
I've
But
got-
know
I've
this,
got
this is
ink.
the last of the charity.
Not charity. I've got the money. I got it. I did jobs for it. Did?
Save it for the ink.
I got the ink. He waves the ink and the pen. He has ink and an ink pen, but he's missing a spell focus and a book. And he will give you a gold piece. I got this doing special work. I learned this one. Look, and he moves his hand, and a mage hand is in front of it. And he can do mage hand already, and that's how he's been making his money. He's been helping different people, basically put stuff in high places. That's been his trade. But he's been working really hard over the last 4 or 5 days. That being said, it's quite a lot of money. So
I mean, I'll accept the gold piece. I'll assure him that I will fetch him the items that he needs. Where can I find you?
I'll wait here. All right, it's only just the road. Helena lets me stay. She does, as long as I stay out the way. And I don't.
What time is it? Is it?
I can't. It's like 3 p.m., so you can nip out, nip back. No problem.
I'll go.
Yeah, you go to just.
I'll let everyone know that I'll be right back.
Yeah, you can get him a wand, a sphere, or a staff as his spell focus.
Mm.
We could just let him learn verbal-only spells, the little brat.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He's a little guy. We'll get him a wand. I think it's more appropriate for
He
a
thinks that's
child.
very cool.
Yeah.
One like this, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
That's
Pretty cool,
cute.
yes, gotta keep it on hand.
Very
It's a
nice.
Sorcerer's wand.
Very nice. Very nice.
And yeah, you come back. You may each take 100 experience points. And
gosh.
Zach will say, "Do you think Miss Merrigan would be my sponsor for the university? You don't attend, do you?
Myself, no.
Tell her I'm good. Tell her I'm good." Then he goes over and he's like, Merrigan, will you be my sponsor for the university? And she sort of looks down and, "Who are you?"
If he explains,
Mr. Pietro will tell you I'm good, I'm nice. You just have to say that I'll behave myself, and I will behave myself. I even saved up for a spellbook and an arcane focus and all the ink.
if Merrigan looks over at
He sort of
Pietro,
turns around.
I'll give the nod of approval. I'll sort of give like an earnest sort of like, can you?
Okay, yeah, no problem. Russia seems to like you as well, which does help.
Is this the second child we've pawned off to this woman?
So just to let you know, to be a sponsor, all she has to do is sign a piece of paper that says that she accepts responsibility if they misbehave at the university. That's literally
Okay.
it.
Okay.
But you have to be a member of the university to sign, which is why Pietro can't sign.
Got it.
And with that, you have trained 2 children to be wizards. And as they abscond, you guys can have dinner, and afterwards, Eleanor will say to you, "You wouldn't mind going up to your rooms? The lady will see you now."
Do we all go into one room? Are we
Yeah,
are we all staying in one room?
Yeah,
You've got
we-
the group room, right? That you...
Right.
Right.
Oh.
Maybe? I don't know.
No idea. We have
No.
a group room in Freedom
Sleepovers.
Chasers.
Okay, no. So it's just you can just go up to one of the smaller rooms, one of the bigger rooms. You guys have the individuals.
I think we are sharing. I think we're doubling up, aren't we?
I think we're
In
doubling
this
up
campaign?
generally.
Yeah.
When you go up, you not long afterwards that you get a knock on the door.
I will use my telekinesis to open the door.
Yeah.
As we
Show
sit
off.
there posing like a bat, like an adventuring group.
I was gonna say like a K-pop group.
That same but different.
Are
guys.
we some kind of suicide squad?
But yeah, when you open the door, this sort of beautiful-looking woman sweeps in, wearing fabulous noble clothing that is far out of place. Would be.
You are the friend.
That is I.
Huh?
Yes.
Hello.
We would lead you to believe you might come in disguise, but you look quite the part of the noble lady. Not
Smiles.
not your actual visage.
No. Not willing to swear, are you?
I suppose that's the case.
And she brings out a dark black swirling stone with deep red magic inside. I'll take an Arcana check from Pietro and Vel'zekiss, please. Vel'zekiss is using your charisma. And Rhea actually with wisdom.
Where?
Hmm.
What am I doing again? Arcana?
Arcana. I think you can override on your actual sheet. I think we might have done that before.
Yeah,
I-
it's changed in mine.
Okay. Do I just
Because
hit wisdom?
enraptured by her beauty, he's not paying attention to her
If you
swirling black
refresh,
stuff.
Damn, you
if
rolled it
refresh, Rhea,
2
you can just click
for a 9.
you
Our
can
inspiration
just
cards, do we decide them ahead of time? I can't
click-
remember.
No,
Oh,
no,
wow.
no.
Okay.
Okay.
Apart from that automatic success.
Right.
Ooh. I got 24.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, 21 will do, I
Hey.
suppose.
Yes, so the
But-
two of you
yeah.
would note straight away that this is rooted in quite dark magics. It gives off an ominous aura. And it's not just going to prevent you from speaking about her to the authorities, it's going to sort of lock you into that for life, that you won't be able to speak about her unless she allows it. In any.
I will tell you, lady, that we seem to have become quite a principled group in certain respects, although we can't always quite agree on what those principles are, but we may be prohibited from speaking about you by this enchantment, but that doesn't mean if things are dark enough that we would want to do something about it ourselves.
Appreciate that. Bring no harm.
Then I concede.
Each one of you, and place your hand upon the gem, one by one. State where? The hand is
You're
placed-
muted, hun.
No, he's just moved
just-
him.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, sure. Go on, Josh.
Oh no! Sorry, I thought you guys were talking about me. I was just gonna say, oh, I'm not saying anything. I'm actually just singing.
Oh,
He said, "You swear." I was like, I
Singing Les
swear
Mis. Oh,
by
no,
the
that's-
moon and the stars in the sky.
I thought you were saying something of pertinent information. Okay.
It was very
okay.
important.
So,
As
Oh,
you say this, as soon as you are done, each one of you, and you will all willingly swear, is that correct? Any objections? Last chance.
Rhea is so hesitant to do this, but I mean, if everybody else in the group is, she'll follow, so they're not going in alone. But
Yeah, I think if everyone else does, I will reluctantly do so.
Yeah, I'll only do it if Raya does it.
We're all just doing it if the other person does it.
Vel'zekiss does
Pietro
it,
does it.
Pietro does it, and then everybody else just follows along.
Yeah.
And as soon as you do, he turns into a purple tiefling with gold markings on her.
Hmm.
Wonderful. I was traveling out by the war-torn countries. I was looking for somebody in particular, actually, but that is not necessary or relevant to your cause. I was out at Gazadar. When I was there, my hound went missing. Yeah. It is strange to me, but not to you. Expect a tussle if you do find him. I imagine he's wreaking havoc out in the savage west. Have you heard tales? I hear you were traveling west. This collar must be placed upon him, and then he will listen to you and obey you. You may struggle in the process. He is a hellhound. And she will show an illusory version of this sort of 4-foot-high, well-muscled beast with flame sort of breathing out of its mouth and sort of little bits of flame where its paws move. Yes, this creature looks very powerful. But
An interesting pet.
a necessary one.
Necessary for what reasons?
I must be protected. My travels. We have been bound for many years. But I can't call him back, which means he's being kept somewhere. Probably by magic.
Does the hound have a name?
I'm just gonna start asking for everybody's name at this point.
Avakar.
Bless you.
Avakar.
Avakar, is that what she said?
Yeah, it's a bit more. It's Avakar, you will. But yes, you can call it Avakar if you want.
Ray is just gonna whisper avocado under her breath.
But you would note that this name is Abyssal. Infernal, sorry, in nature.
Infernal, yeah.
Infernal. Okay.
Okay. What happens if we accidentally kill it?
You won't. Cannot truly die unless its magics are unbound. But you may Render it a week. It'll recover.
Hold
And
on,
what
because
they
now I'm
rolled.
thinking. Yeah, Pietro. Now I'm thinking tactics. If we hurt it enough, what will happen?
Depending on how tough the beast is, it may just temporarily stunned or...
You may be able to knock it unconscious. You may even render it to ash if you are truly mighty. It will rise again. You cannot, however, put a collar on ash.
Sure you can. You just set it on top of it.
She gives you a withering stare. Now, to the business of payment. I could procure you gold if I must, and indeed, it is something I can get hold of if you will, but I do have a magical artifact that you may be interested in instead, should you wish. Of course, we should only really discuss true payment once you have retrieved. But if you need
Value
some-
must be placed on the job, of course.
As I said, 500 gold pieces. Yes, but not. I do have a helm, gem-studded helm of old. Or perhaps a staff, if you prefer. Those of you who are magically inclined. Or a weapon, a sword. Though I will admit it does not shut up. It is of mighty power.
Hmm.
But first you must find my...
Well,
May
Go ahead.
we speak amongst ourselves.
Yes. She doesn't move.
What do we think?
we're heading in that direction, and if it's wreaking havoc,
You have already accepted the quest. If you find it, I will pay you. If you don't, I won't.
Great.
Do you need
Question,
anything
Miss.
else? Aurelia.
Question,
Maybe it's
Miss.
Aurelia.
Lady. Question, Miss Lady. If we turn it to ash accidentally, which I know is unlikely,
You will
but
have to wait for it to
in-
rise again. Do not move the ashes.
no. How long will that take?
Nightfall. Till nightfall.
Nightfall. Okay. Same day. Good. I think that's good to know.
May I leave? Have the coin. Oh, I suppose this might help. And she will give you a small little map that shows where she was traveling. From Gazadar. And it is right there.
Stage of mine!
Oh!
That is where I lost.
Can we reach you through Helena when we've accomplished the deed?
Are you not powerful enough to convey message by magic? Okay. Very well.
Probably by the time
she
this is
will-
over, we might be. But
She sort of looks out and she holds a scroll. She'll pull out a scroll case and she'll sort of shuffle through. And after a while, she will hold out a scroll. And can one of you read this?
I will reach for it.
She will give you a scroll of sending.
Of course.
Oh,
The collar.
collar. A collar. She is. Sorry, I would have handed that to you in the moment.
Oh, okay.
So it is a large, round, black leather collar with a single red gem at the front. You would perhaps have noted that the gem could sell for a little bit of money if you just want to scam her, but doesn't look like the sort of person you should scam. And on that note, that is where we are going to come to an end. And go to the timeless tradition of MVPs. You may all hit the long rest button so that at next session we can start off with breakfast and getting on the road. I am just going to do a tiny bit of housekeeping before we move on to MVPs. I just want to make sure that I put this Oh, this is. I've left the description a little vague, but I'm just going to put this in the side quest in Mazrea.
XP check. If we all got 3,895.
I do.
I have 795. I missed 100 somewhere.
3895, buddy.
Okay.
3, 8.
You missed the 100 that you earned for helping Zach. Right. We come to the timeless tradition of MVPs. We will start with Joe.
Well, I already commented on it before, but it was what I wrote down as my MVP was Josh's angling for the Five Guy sponsorship. But just in general, came into the session very sassy. Great funny comments from Josh. And then it was burger time. And since then, pretty calm. I think he was just a little hangry.
It's definitely a hangry situation.
Love that. Jack.
Probably stealing it from a few people, but it's the interactions with the kids and Pietro.
Yeah, I enjoy that.
That was great. Both of those.
I've picked on him with the women in other campaigns, but in this one I'm picking on him with the children. It's not intentional. You just happen to be a wizard. Speaking of which, Rico.
I also have to give it to Pietro amassing a small child wizard army. Starting his own order.
Two of them with one cantrip between them. Good luck.
Yeah.
Jay.
This is
Only one J.
I have, like-
So many J's.
no, I know. I have two that come to mind. The first one was in the bookstore when Vel'zekiss made the comment, like maybe if we pass by someone, you give them a sandwich instead of like. I thought that was pretty good. And then it was also kind of like the mini art role playing moment of making images with fire, water, and kind of. I thought that was cool.
Yeah,
I thought
group
that was a
and group.
cool little tidbit.
Josh, your MVP.
Yeah, I was also going to mention Pietro becoming a bit of a magic teacher to these poor little kids. But I'll also say Rheawynne getting books to teach Boxxo how to read. Just very, very kind and sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah, very much. I agree. I had a few. I really liked the Malanella, Salmonella, bad chicken saga that went on there. Also, the visual image of Jack stuffing a dragon soul into another person was absolutely beautiful. Yeah, it was great. And also just the convenience of, well, if it's west, maybe we'll pick it up then. Which is, I like the idea that like some of these quests are at the very north coast and some of them are halfway down the fucking country, but as long as it's left of where we are on the map, we're up for it.
I don't do backtracking.
Yeah, no backtrack.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But that is where we're going to end. So if you guys would like to say goodbye,
Goodbye.
Bye.
we shall see you soon.